Immigration enforcement doesn't just impact the state's coastal towns, but many rural cities as well, especially the farming communities.
ABC's Kana Whitworth is also part of the ABC News Special Report. She joins us now. Thank you very much here in studio. What did you see with your reporting?
You know, I think it's so important to highlight all the different things that we're seeing, even in this state. You see one thing in Matt Gutman's reporting, and I was in, rural counties up in the Central Valley. And in particular, we went into Tulare County. And for people that don't know, this is one of the largest dairy producing counties in this country. And they're impacted in a pretty unique way here because they rely heavily on migrant workers. And the farmers that I spoke with, they support Donald Trump and they support his immigration crackdown. However, they're highlighting the concerns that they have and that their workers are bringing to them because there is fear within these communities. I think we have a little bit of what Peter DeYoung had to say. Let's listen.
That's why we told him, if you've got someone that's done something illegal in your house, something criminal, then you might want to consider having them move out of your house because you don't want to be harboring a criminal. There's just them feeling it, reading about it, hearing it on the radio, and then asking us about it.
So he does reiterate that his workers are coming into work. They are there. But he and the other farmers I spoke with highlight an issue here surrounding the H-2 visa. H-2 visas are something that these seasonal workers can apply for, so fruit and vegetable pickers. But if you work year-round in dairy, animal husbandry, meat packing in the Midwest, you can't apply for that visa. So they're reaching out to their local congressman, and they're really hoping that the Trump administration hears this and listens and will create change for these workers.
You also spoke with a farm workers rights group in the Kern County. What are they seeing and how are they able to serve their communities?
Yeah, so this is really important because the USDA estimates that over 40% of farm workers throughout this country are undocumented right now. So they need these rights groups to help them. But they're sounding the alarm right now about misinformation. They say it's scaring their employees. They have not seen an ICE raid in a field in the Central Valley under the Trump administration, yet people are staying home from work. They are scared. Sometimes they're keeping their kids out of school. If it's a dual income household, sometimes they're choosing to only have one person go to work at a time so the other one can stay home. They're having to make these really dramatic and impactful decisions. They say they're getting some 20 to 30 calls every single day about people that are worried, but again, it's the misinformation that is rampant about seeing ICE in the communities, which is unfounded. It's not happening at this point.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because we have seen raids elsewhere.
Yes.
We've seen it in other areas, but the fear is still very real.
Yes.
I'm wondering about the workforce.
Yes.
If people are staying home, how is that affecting the work? The employers?
It is impacting the employers, but you're seeing it in different counties, right? So you heard from our dairymen, they're saying we're not seeing people that aren't showing up to work, but further south in Kern County, they are seeing a bit of that. And really it was spawned by a targeted arrest that happened in early January. So that was under the Biden-Harris administration when that happened. But then again, there was so much fear there that people did not show up to work for a few days. I think the greater impact that we're hearing about, though, is less on the employers in this moment, but more on these families, especially the single mothers, the working mothers that are having to make the choice to not go to the field because they're worried, and then they're can't buy milk for their kids.
So are the farmer workers rights groups suggesting that they show up for work?
They are suggesting that they show up for work and they want to be there for them if they need anything and feel that they can't. But again, the direct quote from them was, "The fear that we're feeling in our community is mostly from false information, and they feel like people are taking advantage or playing with our emotions and feelings." And they went on to say, the situation is political. We shouldn't be victims of it.
Well, Kana, thank you very much. This is going to be an in-depth look at this ABC News Special Report, so we can't wait for it. Thanks.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much, Dana.